We are just a few days away from the official release of the latest Assassin's Creed game in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and in this video we're gonna get you up to speed on all of the news that you need to know about the game before you buy. Specifically, we're taking a look at 17 big facts about Assassin's Creed Odyssey that you need to know before you pick the game up. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. Number 1, let's set some context on the story and plot of the game. The game is set in 431 BCE, 400 years prior to the events of Assassin's Creed Origins. It recounts the secret fictional history of the Peloponnesian War, which was fought between the city-states of ancient Greece. You'll be able to fight for either the Athens or the Spartans. Right off the bat, you will take control of a Spartan rejected by their family, making the journey from outcast mercenary to legendary hero, learning the truth about their past along the way. Their family line was prophesized to bring doom to Sparta, which leads the protagonist being thrown off a cliff. 17 years later, the protagonist resurfaces, discovering a conspiracy set against their family. Just like the past games, Odyssey features a narrative set in the modern day and once again follows Layla Hassan, who was first introduced in Assassin's Creed Origins.
Your veins. But it isn't enough to make you unite the people of Greece. For that, you will need courage.
For Sparta!
Cunning. Compassion. And commitment.
Number 2, we saw with Assassin's Creed Origins that it was very different to other Assassin's Creed games. It puts more of an emphasis on the RPG elements, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey will be increasing that. This time around, it'll contain more dialogue options, branching quest lines, and multiple endings, so expect something similar to what we got in AC Origins, but amplified even more.
For the mighty Cassandra's stomach!
You know, you can be, somebody's coming to you with a much more down-to-earth, easy, you know, your character, because like, dude, who do I look like? You can get that a little bit more in the game. You can't do it every time, but, you know, like, how do I feel about saying something?
Number 3, in AC Odyssey, you'll have an ability bar that fills up, and you can use skills including calling a rain of arrows and a powerful kick to knock opponents off balance. These are similar to the overpower mechanic introduced in AC Origins that let player use a powerful finishing move in combat.
For shooting your bow, for the melee combat, and then for assassination as well. You have to build.
Number 4, of course with any Assassin's Creed game, you've got to talk about the open world. And in AC Odyssey, the world has been described as the biggest one yet for the AC franchise. The environments include forests, mountains, beaches, etc. And this time around, there will also be a dynamic weather system. Number 5, much like Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey also features a gear system in which each piece of armor the player wears has different statistics and provides a range of advantages. These, of course, can be equipped and upgraded individually, so there will be a lot of optimization for you to take advantage of. Number 6, Assassin's Creed Odyssey will also feature the return of the much-wanted Naval Combat. We saw this a little bit in Origins, but we didn't see much of it. This time around, the player will have access to their own warship to explore the world. Your ship can be customized with options such as crew cosmetics, RAM and hull upgrades, and new sails and figureheads. Compared to previous games, the Naval Combat in Odyssey is more focused on close quarters combat rather than long-range attacks. Ramming and sideswiping are two such tactics, along with being able to turn the ship quickly and drift. You'll also have the ability to speed up while you are sailing.
Making a fun experience for the player. So in fact, the boat has a very high acceleration. You're able to turn really fast, you're able to move really fast. You may see a boat about to ram you, and then like within a couple seconds you can sort of dodge out of the way because of the mobility of the ship.
Some ship were shooting fire ammunition to burn the other ship. The most important tactic was the ramming and the cleavings.
Yeah, and of course, cleaving a ship is advantageous to the player because it's going to give him more life, more resources.
Number 7, so a big part of Assassin's Creed Odyssey is the conflict between Athens and Sparta, and that is represented through the game's war system. This will allow players to take contracts from mercenaries and participate in large-scale battles against hostile factions. The war system can change a faction's influence over a region, which will alter both the gameplay and the story. The divide between Sparta and Athens is represented in-game with a red or blue border along each region to indicate which of the city-states has control. Each city-state has a nation power level. If one city-state leader is weakened, other faction leaders will invade their state. If the invading army is defeated, the nation power is reset.
Combat in Odyssey is fueled by adrenaline. Adrenaline is earned by dodging, parrying, and landing hits on enemies. When the player has enough adrenaline, it can be unleashed in devastating special ability attacks, like Sparta Kick. But your enemies have abilities of their own and will challenge you like never before.
Number 8, one of the major new elements in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is of course the fact that you will be able to play as either a male or female. You can either play as the male in Alexios or the female in Cassandra, and generally you'll have a similar experience with either of them, but the option is also definitely nice. If you're a fan of this, Ubisoft has stated that this is something they want to keep as an element of Assassin's Creed going forward, so that's something to know. Number 9, speaking of Alexios and Cassandra, they are both descendant of the Spartan king Leonidas. They inherit his broken spear, which is forged into a blade to become a weapon that grants the player special abilities in combat. Number 10, Assassin's Creed Odyssey has a skill tree system that allows the player to unlock new abilities. There are 3 separate skill trees, including Hunter, which improves the player character's archery, Warrior, which puts emphasis on the direct combat, and Assassin, which focuses on stealth gameplay. This replaces the system used in AC Origins, which gave the player a series of passive abilities, so this is a new element introduced in Odyssey.
Amazing abilities that can all be upgraded, and then you're going to choose of those 30 abilities, where do you want them, what power do you want them to be, and how are you going to mix and match them in combat.
Number 11, another new major element in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is for the fact that the first time ever in an Assassin's Creed game, you have the ability to develop romantic relationships with characters of both genders, regardless of which character you play as. This is something a lot of people have wanted in Assassin's Creed, and now that Assassin's Creed has moved over to more of an RPG style rather than your typical action-adventure style, the inclusion of a romantic relationship system does seem to make a lot of sense, so nice to see that Ubisoft included this in Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I'm here to kill the Oclis, not go to war.
Which is why I sent word of a rebellion to you and Sparta.
My men are ferocious in a ground assault, but we're outnumbered.
And the
Number 12, while some things are changing, some things do stay the same, and just like in Origins, Odyssey features a notoriety system where mercenaries will chase after you if you commit crimes like killing or stealing from NPCs. This has been a staple in Assassin's Creed, but just something to note.
By killing mercenaries such as Malios, you can ultimately become the most famous and fearsome mercenary of ancient Greece. Just one of the many side stories of Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
You want my head? Come and take it!
Combat in Assassin's Creed Odyssey is focused on offense and quick movement.
Number 13, based on early reviews and what critics have said about the game, if you take your time with the game and dabble in some of the side content, the game will take roughly 40 hours to complete. Now, I'm sure some players will take a faster paced approach, some players will go a little bit slower, but you will be forced to dabble in some of the side content, as the missions do have their recommended levels, just like AC Origins. That might disappoint some people, but I think the majority of you guys are going to be fine with it. Number 14, on top of that stated 40 hours, the game will also have sizable season pass content. The major content includes 2 significant single-player expansions that will be released, and on top of that, if you pick up the season pass, and this is probably the selling point to a lot of people for the season pass, is the fact that you get an HD remaster of Assassin's Creed 3 as well. This isn't completely new to Ubisoft, and it is similar to what they did with Far Cry 5 and bundling Far Cry 3 with that season pass, but cool to see that they continued on with this formula for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because I think for a lot of people, just extra post-game content isn't enough for them to double down, but actually including another game on top of that with the season pass, now that is definitely quite nice. Next up, number 15, there will of course be a variety of different editions for the game. The standard edition, including just the game, the digital deluxe edition, including the game and digital deluxe pack. That comes with a variety of different in-game items. The gold edition, which includes the aforementioned season pass and the ability to play the game 3 days early. Then there will be the ultimate edition, which includes the game, season pass, and the digital deluxe pack. And for the highest of rollers, there's the Medusa edition, including all of the aforementioned extra content, a figure, a world map, a 64-page art book, soundtrack, and collector's box. There will also be 2 other variations of this collector's edition, including various figurines. Number 16, the reviews for Assassin's Creed Odyssey have already been posted, and it is doing very, very well. It is currently sitting at an 86 on Metacritic, but do expect this score to fluctuate a little bit as more of the reviews are posted. But that's a very positive sign, as Assassin's Creed Origins, which was generally well received by fans, is sitting at an 81 right now. And finally, number 7, when are you going to be able to play the game? Well, it officially drops this Friday on October 5th. However, as I mentioned when talking about the various editions, if you decide to pick up one of those higher editions, you will receive access 3 days earlier on October 2nd. Of course, the game will once again be released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. So that's gonna conclude this video. 17 huge things that you need to know about Assassin's Creed Odyssey before you buy. What do you think? Does me talking about Assassin's Creed Odyssey more so sell you on the game, or is this something that you're still gonna wait a little bit on? I've been very vocal recently in saying that Ubisoft games do have a tendency to go on sale rather quickly, and with Black Friday coming up, I wouldn't be all too surprised if Assassin's Creed Odyssey is down to that $30-$35 range pretty quickly. But still, for those of you looking for your new Assassin's Creed experience, it does look like AC Odyssey will deliver. That's gonna wrap this one up. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.